Hey guys, so as you can see for the title of this video, I'll be showing my Red Velvet collection. I'll be showing all the albums that I have for them. I don't have everything that they have, which I will talk about that near the end. But if you have any questions, please comment down below. And yes, so let's get started. So, first album that I have is their Ice Cream Cake release. This is their most of their packaging is like this. So I will make a quick comparison with the jewel case. So for those who don't have any Red Velvet albums, you can get an idea of how big it is. So this is how big it is compared to a jewel case. And what I love about this packaging is just that it's really easy to store. Since they do have a lot of the same, like basically the same identical size for the album. They're very nice when they are all put together. Uh, but unfortunately, not all of their albums are that same size. But there's another unique type of packaging that is the same size for Red Velvet, but I will talk about that once I get there. I do have their automatic version. I think that's what it's called. But this version, I think it's a bit rare. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I don't know if FSM is going to like reprint this version, but I think it's pretty easy to get the regular ice cream cake version, but they don't have any kind of special edition for this. They really started doing that much later on, but really great first release from them. But we don't have kind of like a album with happiness or be natural, which you know is that. So then we have their first studio album, and as you can see, I have a all signed copy. So it's certified and everything. Um, so also, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like there's another version of this album. So again, if you know that, please tell me in the comments. Uh, but I have this version if there's two versions, but I feel like it's like they have like a different colors or something. But this is the version I have, and I have an all signed copy which for Red Velvet, which is pretty rare to have. Um, so this album is basically what kind of solidified my love for them, because I did really enjoy Ice Cream Cake, but I just wasn't like, oh my gosh, Red Velvet. But after this release, yes. And the main reason why I wasn't too thrilled about Red Velvet is because um being Be Natural, I was like not that big of a fan of the song. So I don't know whether or not I was gonna love them. So then we have the Velvet. Um this is kind of more of a ballady album. It's one of their kind of least popular releases, but I did enjoy the style change because when you compare these two, musically speaking, it's like a 360. Like, and I feel like this was a really good way to kind of introduce fans that they have like these two different sounds to their music. Um, and this is kind of more of their, Velvet, more mature, less playful. Um, then Russian Roulette, which is a really funny packaging since you have you know, the title of the album this way, but it's actually not like this because it also says Red Velvet right there. Um, and yeah, this is like how you're supposed to put it. So it's kind of awkward when you look at it, but it's still, um, like I was showing in the beginning, this packaging is the same as their ice cream cake packaging in a lot of their albums. And this packaging with the jewel case is the same. Like they're exactly the same as well. So they have these two types of packaging, except for this one. So this is the odd one out of the out of their whole packaging. This is probably, I don't know, it's a strong contender with my dislike these jewel cases. But actually, no, I think this is probably my least favorite packaging, just because it would be my second favorite if this had a magnet in it, but it doesn't. So as you can see, everything falls out if you basically just tilt it. So really be careful with this album. There's member versions. I got Yeti, so I wasn't like trying to get a specific member. So but I feel like, I don't know, for me, I feel like Rookie is such like a unique track, and it's like a little bit childish, so I like the fact that I have, you know, the youngest member kind of cover, but still a decent release. Not my favorite though. Then they really, like, this is their, in my opinion, their iconic era. So then we start with the red. I really like this album. It's probably my favorite red summer album. I mean, it's funny, but what I mean is that every year they kind of just release like a summer track, so, or like a summer album, and the red summer is literally the one that I like the most. So and again, it goes with the book packaging. And unfortunately, we go back to the jewel case, which I don't know why they did that, but we have no, we got Perfect Red Velvet, and really good album. Wait, no, this is Perfect Velvet. Perfect Velvet. And again with the jewel case. Then we have the Perfect Red Velvet. Yeah. And this is the one that has Bad Boy. We got Summer Magic. Back to the book packaging, so yay. And then we go back to the jewel case. Yeah, really Bad Boy. This one has really good B-sides. As for the title track, not their best one. And we got the Red Velvet Festival finale. So this is their book packaging again. And as you can see, there's a gap between day 1 and day 2 for their festival, which I'll explain. So I was actually going to get those 2 albums because I was thinking, oh, SM is not going to put them together, which I was really dumb because they did that with Shiny, so why wouldn't they do it with their other artists? What I mean is, like, they had like a 3-part album, and they did a compilation, but they didn't do that for Red Velvet. So instead of having 1, 2, 3 and then a compilation, they just did 1, 2, and then the third release just a compilation of day 1 and day 2 plus new songs, which is this. So I really delayed my buying for day 1 and day 2 because I wasn't a huge fan of their title tracks. So, and I was also traveling, so that's like a whole, that doesn't really relate to this video, but I did put them off from buying it, and right as I was putting them on my kind of list to purchase like soon, because I have like a list, they announced they were doing a finale, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness, because that's what happened when I bought this. Right after I bought this, a week later, they announced a repackage. And I didn't think they were ever gonna do a repackage because SM stopped doing like repacks for like their girl groups. And luckily Red Velvet did get the repackage, and we got Bad Boy, which is their iconic song. And Psycho is incredible. Like Psycho, like just reminded me why I love them. So, and if you listen to Psycho and you didn't like particularly enjoy it that much, listen to it a few times, because that's what happened with me. I was like, okay, this song is like, it's okay. It's much better than Oompa Oompa and Zimzalabim and Really Bad Boy, but I don't know why this is a single. And then I kept listening to it and I just became addicted. It's one of my favorite songs from 2019. It was basically released like right near the end of the year. The only negative thing was like um they had to ruin it by injuring poor Wendy. So that's it for the albums that I have. I do know that they have Japanese mini albums. I am thinking of maybe getting some the two releases that they released so far, but it's not like on my priority list, since like I'm not like a huge fan of the title tracks for the mini albums. I think they're decent songs, but they're just not my favorite like Red Velvet tracks. So I was never kind of in a rush to get them. But since they are like not that expensive, I might be getting them. Just depends on how my year goes when it comes to just saving. But so far I'm really happy with my collection for Red Velvet. I love the fact that the albums are not like significantly different from each other, except for the Rookie album, which is just a tiny bit bigger um, than their other albums. So, I mean, it is pretty big, but like, it's not like a huge album. And I will also I will kind of comment. I know they have different versions for other albums that they have released, like special kind of limited or remember editions. And I think they started doing that with Summer Magic, but uh, I wanted to have like consistency with the packaging, because I don't like big albums anymore. I used to love big albums, but I just don't have the space. But just kind of like showing which albums are basically the same before I end the video. Um, um, so we got these, which are basically the same size. Let me kind of zoom out a little bit. So these are the same, except for their special editions. So for example, this and this have like special editions. And then we have the regular kind of jewel casey type of albums. And then we got the awkward Rookie, which let me, okay, let's see if I can put them on the frame. Okay, so this is as much as I can. I'll try to put it in the thumbnail so you can see kind of all of them together. But this is all of Red Velvet's discography that I have. If you have any questions, please comment down below. And when it comes to collecting their albums, they're relatively easy to find, except for example, member versions. I would say like if a member is really popular, you're gonna have a little bit harder time kind of finding one. I think mainly for a Rookie. And I think obviously for their other, I'll like other member versions ones, but in general, their stuff is relatively easy to find, except for I think this. But in general, yeah. Yes. Again, if you have any questions, please comment down below. And yes, I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's pray that Wendy heals and that 2020 is a good year for Red Velvet. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.